Hey guys, I'm back again and I have for you today a review of Ordinary People. Okay, now I'm going to read you a little bit of what is written for the description of this book. Not the entire thing, just a little bit of it. Set against the backdrop of Barack Obama's historic election victory, Ordinary People is an intimate, immersive study of identity and parenthood, sex and grief, friendship and aging, and the fragile architecture of love. With its distinctive prose and irresistible soundtrack, it is the story of our lives and those moments that threaten to unravel us. This book was a real struggle for me to get through, but not only that, it was a struggle for me to really like. The book begins a lot like what it says in the description. We are introduced to the Wiley brothers. One is an economist, the other one is, I can't remember what the other one does, but they're both really successful brothers. They're living in London, you know, they're doing really well. Obama has just been elected, so they're throwing a party in honor of this event of Obama being elected. At the party, there are many guests, and included two couples which are going to be the main focus of the novel. So we have Melissa and Michael, and then we have Damien and Stephanie. Now, we are introduced to Damien and Stephanie, but they suddenly become minor or secondary characters because we don't see them as much. So I don't know them like that. Let's just put it like that. And then as we go on, we quickly get introduced more in depth to Melissa and Michael, and they become the focal point of the story. I can't really say I know them like that either, because I felt like the third person voice of the novel was too distancing for me to love or even hate or even get engrossed in these characters. I just read the story and I felt completely detached from who they were. The story is told with this sort of, I want to say, I know this is kind of bad, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. The writing style kind of reminds me of Zadie Smith in NW a lot. It's very similar to this voice, except I don't feel like I learned enough about these characters. I only learned about their immediate situation. When they talk about the past, it's not enough. The incidents that they mention are not enough for me to know or to feel connected to the characters. I didn't like them, but I didn't hate them either. Through the book, Diana Evans tries to link music and literature. So she mentions a lot about, she mentions different works of literature, and she mentions different songs and different, singers, Michael Jackson, John Legend, and boy, she really likes John Legend because that's what the title is from. The title is from the song, John Legend's song, Ordinary People. Not only that, she mentioned a couple times in the book, she mentioned the name Gina Ford. Now, I didn't know who Gina Ford was, so I had to go Google Gina Ford to really understand. She was a nanny, or is a nanny, and she gives like advice to young parents about how to raise their children. Clearly, Diana Evans is not getting down with any advice from Gina, but she mentioned her and not in such a good light. Now, the problem is she puts all of these different pieces together, but they don't seem to fit well. That is not well enough to put together what was described, what I described to you, which is how they described the book on Goodreads. I found that it's lacking in continuity to get all of these pieces together. But not only that, I think it's a book for British people. It's not a book for a person who does not know Britain, specifically London. There's mentioning of lots of different neighborhoods in London, but I don't know them. So, you know, I could feel that she was saying the name of a neighborhood for a reason, but since I don't know the neighborhood, I'm not getting it. Because she mentions Brixton being gentrified. Okay, fine. I'm going to assume that Brixton is like Brooklyn. I don't know. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong, the British people out there. So I had a lot of trouble with it. And I think that this is one of the reasons why a lot of people are going to struggle with it, is because it is very neighborhoodish, like, you know, it's secluded into a certain area. And if you don't know the area, you're not going to get the references, so you're not going to understand the book. So I'm saying 2 stars, not for me, because it doesn't correlate. But a British person, I'm sure, is going to love this book. I'm sure they're going to love it. I think another thing is that she tries to do or say too many things with the book. And I think when you're writing a book, if you try to kill too many birds, it won't work, because it'll feel like you're doing too much. I mean, this is a 320-page book. It's 325-page book. It feels like it's 500 pages. And it feels like it's 500 pages because she's trying to cover way too much stuff. And another thing is the couple, Melissa and Michael, that are the focal point of the story. Damn, this couple acts like they've been married 20 years. I think they've only been married like maybe 10, and they're not even really married. They just live together and they have 2 kids. They're not even really married. And they're already fallen out of love with each other. And the stuff you read about them, it sounds like they've been married 20 years. And you're just thinking, really? I don't know. I don't know why they chose this book for the Women's Prize, because this doesn't give me an international feel at all. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm rambling now. So if you read Ordinary People, can we just discuss it below? You know, try not to do spoilers too much if we can avoid that. If there's something you want to ask me about the book that's, you know, kind of spoilerish, write me over on Goodreads and tell me the spoilerish, you know, we can have a spoilerish discussion over there. If not, you know, let's just say in general what we think, if you liked it, if you did like it, why you liked it, why, you know, let's chat. I'm confused. I don't know. Not for me. Bye.